there are four obstacles standing in the way of making everything fast and free a possibility. So everything fast and free is enabled by the seamless integration of a robust marketplace, social networking and communications, the transportation layer, a flexible banking and virtual currency system, and hyper-efficient crowdsourcing, as discussed. To make all that happen, let me give you an example of one of these, the marketplace. It is the most complete marketplace offering in existence. First of all, there's a storefront where anybody can sell or share anything, products, services, digital, and apps. You can offer something with a fixed price in an auction. You can actually start an auction within a photo. Just click on something in a photo and start an auction on it. And of course, there's one-off or recurring pricing built in. All of this is tightly integrated into every layer: the social network, the advertising, the banking system, and the content and communications. In the billing area, people can pay with credit cards, PayPal, and cryptocurrency. Also, customer service is provided, dispute management, as we discussed, reputation management, and blocking fraud. Finally, when somebody sets up an account to start to do some business, one of the things they're going to worry about is, how do I get my customers? And we provide some truly amazing mechanisms to do that, especially this thing called the trust flow. Of course, advertising as well. The bottom line is, anybody can sell or share anything. Everything they need is provided, and they can be up and running in about 30 seconds with no capital and no business experience. Take a little peek at the social network too while we're at it. Everything a social network needs for full independence. It's got a Facebook look and feel, so everyone instantly feels a sense of familiarity. However, everybody's earning here, and not just by selling and sharing things, but also by simply posting and sharing content, as we discussed. So it's more fun and more productive. People don't feel like they're wasting time, because as they're posting content and doing the kinds of things they're doing in social networks for free, they're actually earning here. And so we looked earlier at the value proposition comparison with Amazon, but again, for giggles, let's look at this from a social network perspective, comparing it to Facebook, where anybody can communicate, they can post, they can share. The difference is, on Facebook, everyone does that for free. The company making all the money is Facebook, right? Or here, the money is shared with all the users producing the value. And so therefore, there is a sense of purpose and fun when you're using this thing, like you're earning, you're benefiting yourself and your family, whereas on Facebook, there's a sense of guilt, and you kind of know that you're wasting a lot of time. So this everything fast and free is enabled by the seamless integration of all these variables. I won't go into too much detail on the rest of those, but suffice it to say, this is a very difficult challenge, because as you may know, as the scope of a project goes up, as the number of things a software project needs to do goes up, the complexity of it goes up exponentially, as does the cost. And therefore, the chances that you actually pull it off hits to zero. And so how did we pull this off? Well, it took us 20 years. And secondly, we've just been very, very good at innovation. We've invented a lot of things. This graph here shows you how many patents, official patents, not patents that are pending, but official patents were rewarded to our platform based on every $1 million we spent on R&D as compared to some of the big tech firms. In fact, we took our patent portfolio and we gave it to a gentleman named Joseph Aguiaro, who wrote a book about valuing patents. He took a look at the portfolio, and this was the quote that came out of him: "It's virtually impossible to monetize social media without violating our patents." Just to give you a very small sample of some of the patents we have, the very concept of virtual currency is something we invented and we own the patent on. The concept of applications in social networks, so Facebook apps, Twitter apps, anywhere where a third-party developer can build an application within a social platform, that is one of our patents. Transactions within those applications. So imagine a game that has weapons in it, like for example, Zynga and Farmville, another one of our patents. And finally, any kind of transaction over a mobile device. These are just some of the patents we have. In fact, just to give you a sense of how broad our patent portfolio is, this is a small sample of the companies that are now referencing our patents within their own patent portfolios and filings with the U.S. government. The reason they do that is because we have such a broad set of patents that when they're filing their own patents these days, they're immediately mentioning ours to try to tell the patent office not to reject them and point out how they're different to ours. So it gives you a sense of how broad our portfolio is. And if you want to see this, you just go to google.com/patents, that's the patent search tool, and just type in my last name, Pousdi, and you'll see these companies and a lot of others, as well as our own patents. And so it is an extremely risky thing to try to build something like this. Most venture capitalists wouldn't even dare fund something like this. They'd want you to really narrow down to some small part of it. And so trying to pull all of that out together is very risky, but we've done it. It took $250 million. It took nearly 20 years to pull it off, but we've done it now. So next, let's discuss the second obstacle standing in the way of anyone attempting to enable everything fast and free.